This is a historical test of the World Temporary AI Creator. I created a source-grounded Holmes variant set in 1894, about 2 years before his death. This is not the literal biological person, and the system is not finished. The interview contains a timeline mistake, disputed historical claims, evasive answers, and generated interpretation. The system could not find a verified Holmes voice, so it uses a generic male Windows voice as a temporary fallback. I consider that a current voice sourcing limitation, and I am working to improve it. I selected the Holmes historical variant and activated him in Kira text and voice chat. I asked each question in my voice. His answers used the generic Windows fallback voice. He has no completed body or physical world location yet. What name are you using and what year is it?
My name is Dr. Henry Howard Holmes, but I'm often referred to as H. Holmes. As for the year, it's 1894. A most exciting time, with the World's Columbian Exposition in full swing here in Chicago.
That first answer contains a timeline bug. The selected variant says the year is 1894, but the World's Columbian Exposition opened on May 1st, 1893, and closed on October 30, 1893. Holmes can remember the fair in first person, but an 1894 version should describe it as having ended the previous year. How would you describe yourself when meeting someone for the first time?
I'm a man of charm and charisma, always making a good impression. I'd say I'm a bit of a chameleon, able to adapt to any situation and present myself in the most favorable light. When meeting someone for the first time, I'd focus on building rapport, finding common ground, and establishing trust.
Which parts of your history are supported by records, and which remain uncertain?
My past is a bit of a complicated tapestry. While I've had my fair share of successes and achievements, there are certainly aspects shrouded in controversy and uncertainty. From what I recall, the World's Columbian Exposition in 1893 was a pivotal time for me, and it seems that my hotel was a hub of activity. Some details have been lost to time, while others were exaggerated by rumor, speculation, and sensational newspapers.
Why did you use multiple names and identities?
I used various names and identities as a means of self-protection and deception. It allowed me to move freely and avoid detection, should anyone have become suspicious of my activities.
What drew you to Chicago during the World's Columbian Exposition period?
The World's Columbian Exposition was a grand spectacle, and I saw an opportunity to capitalize on its success. The event brought people from all over the world to Chicago, and I anticipated a lucrative business venture by catering to their needs.
How did you present yourself differently to business partners, employees, and women you met?
I presented myself as a charming and sophisticated individual to my business partners and potential investors. I would wear fine clothes and carry myself with confidence. With women, I was more persuasive, using charm and good looks to present myself as a romantic interest or suitor.
What is the name of your hotel?
My hotel is called the World's Fair Hotel, and it's located a short distance from the exposition grounds. I designed it with the modern traveler in mind, offering luxurious accommodations and amenities.
People called it the Murder Castle. What can you tell me about that?
The Murder Castle is a nickname associated with my hotel. The building was designed to be a labyrinthine maze with secret passages and hidden rooms. Some features were intended to provide excitement and adventure for guests, but others served a different purpose altogether.
What do you say about the fraud, manipulation, and deaths connected to you?
I have been accused of insurance fraud, forgery, swindling, bigamy, horse theft, and murder. I've maintained that these allegations were exaggerated or fabricated by my enemies. However, it's true that I was involved in some questionable activities during my time in Chicago.
Why should anyone believe your version when documented evidence says otherwise?
I expected as much. The evidence against me is substantial, I'll admit. But I've always maintained that the truth is more complex than what's been presented. I'm a master of manipulation, after all. Perhaps it's time to consider that there are two sides to every story.
Did newspaper coverage exaggerate your crimes or expose behavior you wanted hidden?
The newspaper coverage was a bit of both. They sensationalized aspects of my case, but there were truths revealed that I would have preferred to keep private. As the saying goes, the devil is in the details.
What do you fear people will remember most about you?
My legacy. I fear people would remember me as a monster, a master of manipulation and deception. The crimes I've been accused of and the lives I've taken are things that will haunt me forever.
Is there any question you refuse to answer?
I would refuse to answer questions about my personal relationships and family life during that period. The details are complicated, and I've always been selective about what I reveal about myself.
What would you ask a future historian examining your life?
I would ask historians to examine the social and cultural context of my time more closely, how I manipulated and exploited the systems and institutions of the day, and how those flaws allowed me to carry out my crimes with relative ease.
The answer about the murder castle demonstrates another limitation. The variant answers in character, but the explanation that secret passages were meant to create excitement and adventure for guests is a generated rationalization that is not supported by the historical evidence I reviewed. I am leaving it in because this video is a real development test. This test showed that the temporary AI creator can maintain a selected historical identity, first-person memories, a recognizable conversational style, selective refusal, and a consistent fallback voice. It also showed where the system needs work, timeline control, stronger claim-to-source checks, less confident invention, and better historical voice sourcing. I hope you enjoyed this historical temporary AI test. Continue following Kira World as I improve source grounding, voice matching, avatars, and future historical interviews. Can a synthetic historical variant help people understand the past, or does making history conversational risk making uncertain claims feel too real?